Billings pediatric doctor can now add children's author to his list of accomplishments. I spoke to St. Vincent Healthcare's Dr. Andrew Lashes and others involved to find out why they decided to make what was once a simple bedtime story a reality. Days for Dr. Andrew Lashes are usually spent in the office, visiting with some of St. Vincent Healthcare's smallest patients, making sure they're heart healthy.
When kids come to this office, obviously we have a job to do, but there's absolutely no reason why it can't be a really positive or even fun environment.
But he wanted to send them off with something more than the traditional doctor's office departing gift.
What else do you want?
With some time to reminisce during the shutdown, a little story he made up for his kids when they were little 20 plus years ago came to mind.
The boy who went to bed late. There once was a boy who went to bed late. He thought staying up was really quite great. He was going through a patch where he wouldn't sleep and was just kind of a miserable little miniature human being in the daytime, and that was the impetus, to write that little story. He slept very little and got out of bed, stepped on a toy, and fell on his head.
Reading was a family favorite, and he'd make up stories and rhymes from time to time.
Wandering about and still half asleep, he looked at his dogs and thought they were sheep. I think this was one, that I kind of made up in that regard, and I think my wife saw it and just said, maybe we should keep that one. That one's kind of, far better than the rest of the stuff you've done. He put tea in his cereal instead of white milk, and after the first bite, became quite ill.
The idea of publishing his story quickly caught on, gaining support from the St. Vincent Healthcare Foundation.
If you look at our bio on Dr. Lashes, I think his comment is he treats healthcare by treating every child as if they're his own. And in this particular case, he and I had a visit early on where we talked about what better way for him to treat every pediatric patient as his own than to write a book for them.
While putting on his clothes, he put a sock on his nose, he put his feet in his shirt, his arms in his pants, and he proceeded to do a funny little dance.
And the community momentum didn't stop there.
We were able to get the work done with Heinz Creative right here in Billings, and then our friends at Ultra Graphics were able to put the book together and produce it. So, for it to be a community-wide event where we can really talk about how our community helped us, we were pretty excited.
He put toothpaste on his hairbrush and combed his teeth. He filled his lunchbox with shoes and went to school with bare feet.
I just got a phone call out of the blue from Dr. Lashes. I had never met him before. And so he just called and asked if I'd be interested in helping illustrate and design his book that he wrote years ago. And it just so happened that with the COVID situation and the business kind of decline that we had at the time, and it was a good project to get involved with.
He was so very tired throughout the school day, he could not do his work or manage to play. When the bell rang and school was out, he knew just what to do without any doubt. The words are only a part of the book. And I think Joe and Jim Hines did a fantastic job of, creating illustrations that, are the words and bring the story to life.
A life that will live on in the hands of kids as they read the words of a doctor who's not afraid to show a little heart.
He crawled straight home, went right to bed, and restful dreams soon filled his head. Good night.
And you might have noticed there's a girl edition of the book too. If you're interested in grabbing your own copy, they can be picked up at the St. Vincent Healthcare Foundation office at 1106 North 30th Street.